Hello, everybody, and welcome. My name is Brian of Hessens County, and I'm glad that you could join me again today. This is going to be the sort of little introductory clip that I'm going to put on the front of a series of videos talking about several games from the World Building 2 bundle. This is a bundle that was organized by Sprinting Owl, otherwise known as on the internet as Kumada One. The basic idea behind this bundle was to create a sort of package that would allow a person to have a wide variety of world building advice, world building tools, or games that feature a significant amount of lore creation or sort of world building in their design and structure. There are 50 different contributors to this, and I believe there are roughly 60 games, but if I'm wrong, I will put a number up on the screen somewhere to let you know exactly how many there are. Um, I almost forgot one that I've already actually done a video about, which is that one right there, Schisms and Sacrilege. Schisms and Sacrilege was actually the very first TTRPG Talk video that I made for the channel. So I will share a link to that video in the doobly-doo down below. Now, let's take a look at one of our games. Welcome back, everybody. The game we're going to be taking a look at today is Cordelia Needs a Kingdom. This was designed and released by Armanda Haller. You may remember from the game Xenoarchaeology that we talked about. The basic idea behind this game is that this is intended to be a solo journaling game, but in theory, I guess you could play it as a group. But the basic idea behind it is that you are essentially a child who is exploring a forest, an area and kind of creating your own sort of little world inside of it, the kingdom from the title. The There's some pretty significant inspiration in this game from things like uh, Anne with an E, Chronicles of Narnia, and some other. The Secret Garden. I felt significant vibes from the Secret Garden from this. You're playing a child, kind of creating their own little kingdom inside this forest. Not a literal kingdom, of course, but in your mind, right? So you're going around and you're finding things that help sort of flesh out the sort of play space that you have. But the main thing we got here is we have a my camera's blocking part of it, but we have a big giant board made out of cards, which will be extremely familiar to any of you who have potentially played a card game or some other similar games like that. You basically create a solitaire board and then you use that as your map. So this is going to be our map of our forest. You kind of develop a child that is the character, and you go exploring in the forest, and you find the various and sundry things, and then you answer some questions at the end once you have found all four of the queens to kind of essentially that's your coronation. You have found your kingdom, you have developed it, you have created it, and now it's time to rule it, right? So of course, just like any other card game that features like or any other game that features like a card oracle, we do have suit charts that kind of tell us what are some things that we might find. We also have um, a geography atlas that would help us by re-rolling dice whenever you find a thing, especially if you're drawing things on a actual map grid. And it also features in the very back an inspiration oracle. So if you get stuck and you're not quite sure how to describe something or the way that something should work, you could just roll on here and it'll give you like a list of words that could really help you figure out exactly what kind of thing you might be looking for. So for example, I roll a 6 and a 2, and then, oh, it's mythic, right? Or some of the other words there, wand, illustration, queen, right? So, okay, so wand. Okay, so one of the things I found, oh, there's the stick on the ground, and it's nice shaped and gnarly. It reminds me of like Gandalf's staff. So again, as I mentioned, this game has really strong sort of feelings of, the Secret Garden or, exploring Narnia or um, some other games similar or some other stories or movies or things similar to that where you're a child sort of exploring the forest and, finding things there that then kind of spark your imagination. So in many ways, it's kind of a return to, for those of us who are fortunate enough to have a forest that was safe enough to actually kind of walk around in, to kind of create your own little land, right? This was Cordelia Needs a Kingdom. It is currently in the World Building 2 bundle, which I will have links to the bundle to this game and Armanda Haller's information all down in the doobly-doo down below. If you like this game, then definitely give it a look. Potentially get the bundle, but if not, get it by itself. It's a really nice game. Um, if you would like to potentially support me and the videos that I make here, you can also take a look in the look in the links in the description doobly doo down below to find my coffee, the other videos in this channel, of course, my Twitter, and all the various and sundry places, my blog, the Hessens County blog, and all the other places where you can find my stuff. Thank you very much for joining me today, and do have a good zone.